Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, check this out. All right, man, if you wonder why I'm not sold on Skip Bayless' so-called understanding of the plight of the black man and how he understands black people, well, after I read you this article that he wrote in 1983 in regards to Kareem, and what Kareem said in his book, Giant Steps, you'll understand why I never trust Skip Bayless, why I just thought that Skip Bayless was a fraud. And don't come on here talking about, oh, well, this was a long time ago. Do you ever thought that Skip Bayless could have changed his opinion? Yeah. I think to a certain degree it's TV, and I think Skip Bayless get paid a certain amount of money to play a certain role on his character. Keep in mind, this is TV. And keep in mind, they do have pre-production meetings about what you're going to talk about. And keep in mind, even when you do news media and stuff like sports talk shows, you have to have some kind of character. They want you to play a certain role. So to a certain degree, it is some acting. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me if I never bought into Skip Bayless understanding the plight of the black man and the black woman. And after I read you this article, what he wrote about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and keep in mind, Skip Bayless to this day still takes shots at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and is very condescending. And this article is dismissive, is condescending, is cynical, and is downright disrespectful. Now, I'm going to read to you what Skip Bayless said about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, keep in mind, some dude just posted this article, and basically he was calling himself basically exposing Skip Bayless. Oh, and guess what? Guess what color he was? From my knowledge, he was a white guy. But let's go on to read and talk about what Skip Bayless said afterwards. I'll have the post column commentary after I read everything that Skip Bayless said, or just some of it. Give me a second. Now, this is what Skip Bayless had to say about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, how he blatantly disrespected him. I'm going to read it Floyd Mayweather style. Wasn't around for... I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. All right, what it says is, wasn't around for our 1:15 p.m. interview. After reading this, his new autobiography, Giant Steps, I was in no mood to play reporter to this racially tormented giant. See, he's already being dismissive. Besides, I want to tell you exactly what I think of the book and the man. Frankly, if I had been allowed for me to have a half an hour of his wisdom, my objectivity might have been colored, if you'll pardon the pun, Kareem. I preference my perception by saying I've always admired Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's physical and mental gifts and still do. I just have one towering problem. Why does he feel because he's 7'2" to be so bitter, so cynical? Excuse me? I wish I had been as unlucky as Kareem. I think I could stand, frankly, being freakishly tall and in the racial minority if I could have Kareem's fame and fortune and with ease which he earns. Perhaps this is naive, but I bet you a Mercedes that millions of whites would switch places with Kareem. Are you serious? But yeah, they would switch places with Kareem if they might have the money that Kareem had back then, but not just being a random black person. Stop it. You see how dismissive and condescending Skip Bayless was towards Kareem? He basically was trying to polymolinaji Kareem. He basically was trying to make it look like racism wasn't a big deal. Now, this article, to me, is very disrespectful. And if you ask me, the real racist, he's trying to insinuate that Kareem is delusional. and that he's exaggerating. And this is the response we get now, 2020. When any black person talks about racism, a white guy tries to automatically dismiss it. Like I said, if you was white and you could be in Kareem's place, yeah, you probably would be Kareem as far as being a tall 7'2" white guy with money. But I guarantee you probably still wouldn't want to be a tall, rich black dude. Yeah, you would have Kareem's fame and fortune, but not his skin color. And you definitely wouldn't want to be just a random tall black guy. But this is how Skip Bayless thinks. And to this day, like I said, Skip Bayless has took shots with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar over the years. Like I said, this article is very cynical. He talked about Kareem being cynical. He's being cynical. He's dismissing anything that Kareem says regarding racism. This is a typical Jason Whitlock thing. So because a black person has money and is tall, that means he doesn't endure, or he isn't the recipient of racism. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? And then you have 2020 where Skip Bayless is supposed to be this understanding man that's so understanding of the plight of the black man and what black people go through and all this kind of stuff. Now, keep in mind, Skip Bayless, if he isn't 70, he damn near is 70. Okay, so Skip Bayless had to be like maybe in his early 30s when this came out. Early 30s. Something like that. Late 20s maybe. And as you can see, he's totally dismissing what Kareem is saying when it comes to racism. It doesn't matter how much money you have and you black, you still will go through some kind of bigotry and racism. Just because you have millions of dollars in your bank account, it doesn't matter whether it's from a person that got just as much money as you that happen to be white or less money. They still will call you the N-word with the ER. So this is why people think Skip Bayless is suspect. This is why people think that Skip Bayless is a DL white supremacist himself, where he tries to condemn other white people's racism. So Skip Bayless is what you might call an accidental racist. He's racist, but he doesn't even know it. But then again, I think he does know it. I think this thing is an act with him. Because Skip Bayless has said things over the years that made me suspect of him. And he tries to do a good job of covering it up, but I catch certain things. So let me know what you guys think. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.